My name is Sarah, and I recently turned 30. I've been married to Joey for a year and a half. When Joey, the man I'd always wanted to marry, proposed, I was thrilled. We both looked forward to a life full of memories, love, and supporting each other. Looking back, those were truly happy times. The first signs of trouble in my marriage started about 3 months after we got married. One day, I unexpectedly received a call from my mother-in-law, Grace, asking us to visit Joey's family home. Since Joey preferred that I be a stay-at-home wife, I spent most of my time doing household chores. Grace knew this, so when she called, I agreed and headed over to her house. When I arrived, Grace was waiting at the door. I greeted her, but she didn't respond like usual. Instead, she said, "Come in quickly, there's a lot I need you to do today," and led me into the living room. Confused, I asked, "What do you need me to do?" She pointed to the kitchen sink with her chin and said, "It's full of breakfast and lunch dishes, go wash them." I was shocked and didn't know how to respond. Grace had always been friendly and kind whenever Joey and I visited before. I hesitated, but she snapped, "Why are you just standing there? Didn't you hear me? Wash the dishes." Startled by her sudden change in attitude, I quickly replied, "Okay," and went to the kitchen. My heart was pounding. I had never seen this side of Grace. Could this be harassment? The thought sent a chill through me. Not wanting to make her angrier, I washed and put away the dishes as quickly as possible. When I was done, I said, "Grace, I've finished the dishes." Without much reaction, she replied, "Good, now do the laundry, and after that, clean the house, including the stairs." Then, she laid down on the living room sofa and fell asleep. I stood there, completely lost. I didn't know where the cleaning supplies were or how she expected me to do the laundry in her house. Nervously, I asked, "Grace?" She snapped again, "I just told you what to do. You're my son's wife. Can't you handle this? Even my daughter, who's younger than you, does this perfectly." She then fell back asleep. I was stunned and felt frozen. Why was she comparing me to my sister-in-law, Lily? Frustrated, I decided to clean the house and do the laundry anyway, even though it seemed like my efforts didn't meet her expectations. I had to redo the laundry and cleaning because Grace wasn't satisfied. She constantly said things like, "If it were Lily, she would have gotten it right. Why can't you? You're unfit to be Joey's wife if you can't even manage household chores." How embarrassing. Her complaints never stopped. It suddenly dawned on me why Grace was being so harsh. She was comparing me to her perfect daughter, Lily, and couldn't stand that I didn't measure up. Lily is Joey's sister and my sister-in-law. She got married before us and lives with her in-laws, so we rarely see her. From the little I know of her, especially from our wedding, she seemed outgoing and easy to talk to, but since we've never had a deep conversation, I can't say for sure. Grace and my father-in-law, William, always seemed to favor Lily. I remember at our wedding, William said, "Look how cute Lily is in her party dress. She's stealing the spotlight from the bride." Grace agreed, and even Lily joked, "Hey, that's rude to Sarah." Joey and I laughed it off, but it stung a little. Ever since then, Grace and William have been comparing me to Lily, and my feelings towards her have become more negative. 3 months into our marriage, I talked to Joey about Grace's behavior. I told him, "I went to your parents' house today because Grace called me. I did the chores, but she kept comparing me to Lily and complained the whole time. Can you say something to her?" Joey replied, That doesn't sound like mom, but okay, I'll talk to her." His tone bothered me, but I hoped he would handle it. Unfortunately, it only made things worse. Grace started calling me over even more, piling on chores and even making me do major shopping for her. At first, Joey would say, "All right, I'll tell mom," but as time went on, he started saying, "Maybe you're just being too sensitive." Eventually, whenever I brought up Grace, he would sigh and say, "Look, maybe mom's just trying to help you. Why not take it a bit more seriously?" Can you believe it? We had only been married for about a year, and Joey was already taking his mom's side over mine. I felt a wave of emptiness wash over me, filled with anger and sadness. I had moved past those feelings and reached a state of complete indifference. From then on, whenever I visited Joey's parents' house with him, Grace began ordering me around like it was expected. It seemed like she now thought Joey was on her side, so she didn't hesitate to assign all the household chores to me. Meanwhile, William, Grace, and Joey would sit in the living room enjoying tea. Whenever we ran out of snacks, Grace would say, "Sarah, you're so inconsiderate. If you see it running low, bring some more." Even Joey joined in, saying, "Sarah, more tea, please, make it stronger this time." He had started treating me just like Grace did. William wasn't any better. He would order me around too, saying things like, "Sarah, we're out of cigarettes, go get some." I wanted to scream, "Buy your own cigarettes, Joey, Grace, make your own tea and snacks," but I felt trapped and alone, and changing my situation seemed impossible. Fast forward a year and a half into our marriage, I was once again at Joey's family home. These days, Grace would call me over on Joey's days off, and we both felt obligated to go. I was pregnant and had just entered my third trimester. I felt awful and honestly didn't want to be at Joey's family home at all. After learning about my pregnancy, Grace seemed more enthusiastic, saying, "I have so many things to teach you as a mother-to-be," but in reality, she just had me doing housework while neither Joey nor William lifted a finger to help. I was just following Grace's orders. I was experiencing periodic stomach cramps and discomfort, and I was even breaking out in cold sweats. Standing was becoming a real struggle. Despite this, Grace said, "Lily did housework even when she was pregnant. You know you're slacking off a bit, don't you?" Sure, my morning sickness hadn't been too severe, just some nausea and fatigue, but now, in my third trimester, I felt weak and struggled just to stand. Hours later, while I was preparing dinner in the kitchen, a sharp pain suddenly hit my stomach, and I crouched down. Just then, the front door opened, and I heard a loud voice call out, "We're home." It was Joey and William. I could hear them asking, "Ah, you're back, where's Mom?" It was clear that Lily had returned as footsteps approached. She walked into the kitchen and was startled to see me hunched over in pain. "What's going on, Sarah? Are you okay?" she asked, rushing over to me. I replied, "Sorry, my stomach's hurting a bit." Hearing this, Lily looked at my belly and awkwardly asked, "Sarah, could you be pregnant?" I thought Joey had told Lily since he said he would when I entered my third trimester. Suddenly, Lily began to tremble, her face turning bright red, and she stormed out of the kitchen. "Mom, where are you?" she yelled as she called for Grace. Grace, who had likely been napping upstairs, came down casually. "Oh, Lily, welcome back. I missed you," she said, trying to hug her, but Lily pushed her away. Confused, Grace asked, "What's wrong?" Lily responded coldly, "Why is Sarah cooking alone, Mom, especially when she's so visibly pregnant?" Grace suddenly realized that Lily wasn't on her side. Her face turned pale. "Well, Sarah insisted on doing it," she stammered. Lily shot back, "No way. Do you know how hard it is to be on your feet all day in the late stages of pregnancy? You've been pregnant. You should know," she yelled furiously. Grace was shocked that her beloved daughter wasn't siding with her and slumped to the floor in defeat. Ignoring Grace, Lily went to the living room, picked up a newspaper, and hit Joey on the head with it, shouting, "Who got Sarah pregnant while you sit here playing on your phone? Aren't you ashamed?" Joey stammered, Joey was too stunned to take the situation seriously. Lily shouted, "Sarah's being mistreated by Mom, and you're oblivious. Are you that clueless?" She lunged at Joey, but William intervened, saying, "Lily, calm down. Calm down? Remember when I brought my husband to meet you? You told him to prioritize and take care of me after we got married. What about this mess? Your son is playing games while his pregnant wife is left alone." William couldn't say a word and just looked down, his face turning pale. Finally, Lily yelled, "All of you, cool your heads, you inhumans," and kicked William, Grace, and Joey out of the house. The room fell silent. Suddenly, Lily seemed to remember I was there. She turned around and said, "Oh, Sarah, I'm sorry for yelling. Did I scare the baby? Are you okay?" Her strong demeanor from moments before vanished. I found her sudden change in mood so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. "What's so funny, Sarah? I'm really concerned here," she said, looking worried. "Yeah, sorry, I get it, Lily. Thanks for sticking up for me." When I actually said thank you, tears started flowing. All the pent-up emotions I had been holding back came rushing out. For someone who had felt so alone, Lily's words and actions meant the world to me. My impression of her began to improve after this incident. Seeing me cry, Lily apologized profusely. "I'm so sorry for not noticing anything wrong before, for my mom's terrible behavior, and for my embarrassing brother." But I told her, "It's not you who should be apologizing, Grace, for what she did, and William and Joey for turning a blind eye. They're also in the wrong. I'm even at fault for not seeking help sooner." I assured Lily, "Don't worry, it's all good now," and we sat down to the dinner I had prepared. Afterward, Lily drove me home. A few hours later, a likely flustered Joey returned. He had completely changed his tune, saying, "Sarah, I'm really sorry about everything, it won't happen again." When I told Lily what had happened, she said, "That's good to hear, but if anything like this happens again, don't hesitate to divorce him." Grace and William later came to our home to formally apologize, saying, "We were wrong, we're really sorry." After that, there were no more calls to come to Joey's family home, and the harassment from Grace stopped. Joey also stopped suggesting we visit his family, allowing me to relax for the rest of my pregnancy. Thanks to Lily, we started staying in touch frequently. We even had casual phone calls, chatting about various things and feeling like real friends. Once things settled down after the baby was born, I planned to visit Joey's family again. When I told Lily, she said, "Let me know when you're going. We'll plan a family visit too." It felt reassuring to have her support. From the bottom of my heart, I was glad Lily was there. I thought everything would be okay now, with Grace and with Joey. I felt confident that we could manage, and I owed this newfound confidence to Lily. If Lily ever needed help, I wanted to be there for her too. That's how I went through each day now,